I'm Faye Chappell, and you're listening to Sunday Spark, where we treat your career like a powerhouse business that it should be. So today's topic is a big one. It's about stop discounting your genius, right? How to really articulate price and your own value in the marketplace. Because let's be brutally honest, most of us, many of us anyways, of the most talented professionals I know are really absolutely terrible at one critical thing, and that's talking about their own value. We're taught to be humble, we're taught to be a team player, which often gets translated to be quiet about your wins. And please, for the love of God, don't make anyone uncomfortable by asking for what you're actually worth, right? So, we're going to discuss all of that and more. Stay tuned. Get ready to stop giving away your genius for a bargain. Let's get into it. If you're looking for platitudes and participation trophies, well, you've taken a wrong turn. This is Sunday Spark, the weekly intervention for ambitious professionals who are ready to play a smarter game. I'm Faye Chappell, and this show is from the Mastermind City. It's all about actionable strategy, not just motivation. So let's ignite some progress. So I worked with a freelance graphic designer. Let's call her Brenda. She was brilliant. Her work was stunning, but she was charging hourly rates that were barely above what a teenager makes for babysitting. And she was terrified to raise her prices. She was convinced her clients would all leave. And her inner narrative was, I'm lucky they're even paying me. So we did an audit, and not of her finances, but of her language. Her proposals were full of phrases like, I think this might work, or my fee for this is just, right? So I gave her a challenge. For 1 week, she had to banish all those discounting words. No just, no only, no maybe. She had to replace them with I charge, right? With simply the investment for this project is. This simple shift from conversation from cost to value made a massive difference. So the next proposal she sent was for double her usual rate. She used that new language. She was terrified, and the client accepted it without blinking. Why? Because the confidence in her language telegraphed the confidence in her value. She started attracting clients who were buying her expertise, not just her time. So, what's your takeaway here? Well, you teach people how to value you. That's what you have to do. You teach people how to value you. If you price and speak about your work like it's a discount item, then that's exactly what it's going to be treated as. So your price is a reflection of your self-worth. So set it accordingly, okay? In the corporate world, this problem really looks a little different. It's not about pricing, it's about articulating, right? It's about the difference between the employee who gets the promotion and the one who gets the job or the great job, right? Get the keep up the good work performance review, right? The average employee says, I worked really hard on this Q3 project and I really helped the team, right? That's what an average client or an average employee does. The high value employee says it differently. They might have said, I spearheaded that Q3 project, which streamlined that data entry process, and it resulted in a 15% reduction in team overtime and an estimated $50,000 in savings, right? You see the difference? One is a description of an effort. The other is a statement of value. Think about that. Description of effort. I worked hard on this project. The other is a statement of value. Because I worked on this project, we realized a savings of $50,000. That's the difference. A manager, I know, coaches really her team on this relentlessly, right? She has them keep a wins and metrics kind of log. So anytime they solve a problem, anytime they improve a process or get a piece of positive feedback, they log it, right? They log it. And crucially, they're trying to quantify its impact, right? So made a client happy becomes improved client retention by preventing a key account from churning. You see the difference? So stop really describing your job description. Start articulating instead your impact. Translate your daily actions into language that the business understands. Time saved, money earned, risk reduced. That's how you get a raise. That's how you get a promotion and a reputation as an indispensable player. Okay, and it also moves into your own self-worth and what you believe, right? Let's say your genius amplifying. Let's think about that, okay? We need to build that sort of personal toolkit for owning our own value. So I want you to start with your brag file today. Seriously, open a document and call it My Wins. And every time you get a compliment, a positive metric, you finish a tough project, log it. Date, details, outcome. This is not for your ego. This is data. Before you have a performance review or a salary renegotiation, you will review this file, right? It is the ultimate anecdote for, or the ultimate, it will fix your imposter syndrome, right? Because it is truly the weapon that will allow you to feel like, you know what? I am worth it. I am not an imposter. I belong here. So I also want you to, number 2 is audit your value vocabulary, right? So for one day, pay attention to how you talk about your work. So after you see yourself using those weak, apologetic languages, I want you to ban these phrases, right? Sorry, a quick question. I'm no expert, but I wanted to add, and replace them with confident language like I have a question or my recommendation is. Right? Not sorry I have a quick question. Just say, I have a question, right? And then third, I want you to practice the I help statement. So I want you to get crystal clear on your value. And I want you to fill in the blank. I help, whoever you help, to achieve whatever the result is by and however you do it. So for example, I help our sales team close more deals by creating clear, compelling marketing materials that speak directly to customer pain points, right? You want to know it. You want to own it. You want to use it. This is not your elevator pitch. This is what you know that you do and how you create value. And if you say this to yourself, you will start internalizing and you will understand it. You know, there is an iconic quote by Coco Chanel. I think you still know who she was. And she said, in order to be irreplaceable, one must always be different. I love that, right? And I'll also add, you must also be able to articulate why your difference is so damn valuable. So your talent really deserves to be recognized, right? Your genius deserves to be compensated. Your value is not up for debate. The only variable here is whether you are willing to own it or not. Are you willing to own it? Your action for this week, I want you to start that brag file, right? Just open the document, log one win. That's it. The simple act of documenting your own value is your first step to owning it out loud. So what's one big win? Big, small, that you can add to the brag file this week. And I want you to share it. Share it with your family, your friends, share it with our community. But I want you to really take this seriously and understand that your value is there. It depends on how you are putting it out in the universe. So I'm Faye Chappell. This was Sunday Spark. So stop waiting for them to see your genius. Put it on the invoice. And there you have it. If this episode sparked an idea, your job now is to protect it from the committee of dream killers, including the one in your own head. I'm Faye Chappell for Mastermind City. Go out there and make something happen. This episode was produced by the City Media Group.